Loyola's Cuneo Mansion and Gardens is located in Vernon Hills, Illinois. The mansion was built between 1914 and 1916 for Samuel Insull, the founder of Commonwealth Edison. He had the mansion built in the Italianate style. When times were good for Mr. Insull, he had traveled to Italy, fallen in love with the villas he saw in the Tuscan countryside. And the urban legend is that he came back and told his architect, Benjamin Marshall, "I want you to build me an Italian villa on the Illinois prairie," and this is the result. Mr. Insull owned the house until 1932, when unfortunately he lost it as a result of multiple factors relating to the Great Depression. It sat empty until 1937, when the mansion was purchased by the Cuneo family. They lived here until 1990, when Mrs. Cuneo passed away. Mr. Cuneo had passed in the 1960s. His will set up the Cuneo Foundation, which looked after the mansion until Mrs. passed, and then reopened the mansion as a museum in 1991. So the Cuneo Foundation managed the property until 2010, when they gave the mansion to Loyola University on the condition that we continue to run it as a historic house museum. The Cuneo Mansion currently sits on approximately 45 acres. The mansion itself is approximately 30,000 square feet. What impressed me the most when I started working here was the Great Hall of the mansion. You walk through the front door of the mansion and you are greeted with this stunning two-story atrium with massive arches and pillars, and that's what the original owner, Sam Insull, wanted, was the casual visitor to come in and be impressed. The Cuneo Mansion has 7 rooms on the first floor, the most spectacular of which, I believe, is the ship's room. This acted as what I like to jokingly refer to as an early 20th century man cave for John Sr. as well as the original owner, Samuel Insull. We call it the ship's room officially because Mr. Insull purchased the captain's quarters of a 17th century British sailing vessel and then had it retrofitted for his office. So all of the wood paneling in that space, as well as the medallions that form the crown molding and the beamed ceiling itself, came out of a 17th century ship. Guests will also see a ladies' powder room that is one of 7 bathrooms for family and guests in the mansion that are literally papered with 23-karat gold. They will see spectacular ceiling murals added by the Cuneo family in 4 of the spaces: the dining room, the breakfast room, the music room, and the chapel. And they will also see the stained glass windows that were installed by the Cuneo family, fabricated by Tiffany artists. The Cuneo Mansion includes 7 bedrooms on the 2nd floor and a nanny's suite. 4 of the bedrooms upstairs were used by the Cuneo family. Each of their 2 children, John Jr. and Consuela, had their own bedrooms. Mr. Cuneo had a room upstairs, and Mrs. Cuneo had a suite of rooms. Of course, her dressing area is also golden and has 2 skylights that were original to the space, built into the space by Sam Insull for his wife, Gladys. She was a stage actress, and he wanted her to be able to put on her makeup with natural light. The mansion also has servants' quarters, which serve today as staff offices, although when guests come through, we do walk through those and walk into the kitchen spaces and discuss what life was like for the working class during that period. In addition to the mansion and the pavilion, the property has spectacular gardens originally designed by the landscape architect Jens Jensen. We have 4 formal garden quadrants. We have an original swimming pool, which we have now turned into a reflecting pond. We have a raised stage area outdoors where we do hope to hold events in the future. And we have a beautiful statuary lawn. The Cuneo Mansion and Gardens has also been the site for numerous reality TV shows and Hollywood film locations. Most importantly, I think, is My Best Friend's Wedding, where they've used the interior of the mansion as well as the great lawn.
Loyola's Cuneo Mansion and Gardens is open to the public spring, summer, and fall for either self-guided or guided tours. Depending on what you're looking to experience during your time at the mansion, you can customize your experience here. Having an event at Loyola's Cuneo Mansion and Gardens is truly amazing. You have the beautiful historic mansion as well as the new pavilion ballroom. We can host up to 300 guests. It's great for corporate events, social events, weddings, galas. We really can do it all here. We really are a turnkey operation. In addition to having a unique venue space, we also have a few premier catering partners that we work with that do an excellent job in customizing menus. In addition to that, we also have built-in AV technology as well as support staff to assist with your event.
What I've found over the 5 years that I've worked here is the attention to detail is just stunning. Even after 5 years, there will be days that I will be walking through a room and I will have to stop and take a step back because I will notice something that I have not seen before. This is a great experience for locals and for people to bring guests to the area, and I encourage them to visit us here at the Cuneo Mansion and Gardens.